Welcome back. Welcome to Colorful Conversations with Keisha and
Takesha.
you gonna say that to Keisha. I'm not gonna say my real name ever because I never really
You
liked it like
never.
you, but that's another conversation for another day. We're back. We hope by now you have liked, subscribed to our channel so you get the alerts. We record every episode every week and we post them on Friday. So we want you to get the alert when we go live and with our posts. So again, we've learned it every week. We don't have our mics on.
Girl. So I'm the camera woman again.
I'm like, I just realized we got the mics on. We learning, baby.
Here you go. I mean, it's quick to be forgetful, especially when you already be talking,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, oh yeah, we need to
Yeah, we already
talk. Yes.
we'd be already in conversation mode, so we just forget. But every week, I think that we probably get feedback from different people every week, and um,
And we give ourselves feedback
we
too,
do, we
because
do.
what we do prior to recording is we watch the previous week's, which would be tomorrow's episode.
Mm-hmm.
We watch it today together
Mm-hmm.
for the first time from when it's actually recorded.
Yeah, and after we watch it, we give each other feedback, so I know, when I look crazy.
Yeah, and I know when I'm saying people's names.
Wait a minute. But the one thing I can say about getting feedback is it don't bother me maybe like it probably would have before, um, because I have. This is not a secret. I've always been a people pleaser, and I probably used to care what people thought about I what I did or said or something, especially in something like this. But I don't care.
How does that make you feel to be able to say that?
It makes me feel great, like amazing, but it makes me feel free because I really don't care. Which explains,
I never really took you as a people pleaser. So is this like in platonic with family, or like,
I
you
think
know?
it more so in relationships. I know I've always been a people pleaser in relationships. That's probably not a secret to you, though, right?
Right, right.
I also feel like in
But
family
I
and
think
friends too.
sometimes when you're a people pleaser in a relationship, it don't matter about anything else because you're so focused on with pleasing that person that everything does kind of
No, it
sometimes.
became. I believe me myself believe it was just part of my character, and not that again it was something bad if you're a people pleaser out there, because it's something I had to outgrow, which is explains me saying last week 100 times I'm in my authentic self now because I'm not a
And
people
this is
pleaser.
where I struggle, and how we were talking prior to hitting record
Yeah.
about me saying that, I don't really judge people, but judge I may not judge the things that you do outside in the world, but I judge you when it comes to, I'm going to say, spirituality versus religion, or,
Mm-hmm.
because in my mind, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say, like, you're not judging someone who's still a people pleaser, whereas
Yeah.
I sit here and I'm just like, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Mm.
So that's where, my judging comes in,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like, I can't really co-sign with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you a people pleaser,
You
how
never
are
saw,
you living for, you know what I'm saying,
but you never
yourself?
took me as a. I know why you never took me as a people pleaser. Because I feel like I was a people pleaser in friendships, but we've had an authentic friendship.
Right.
I never
I'm not
felt,
looking to be pleased.
yeah,
I'm looking,
and
okay, back to like the first or second, whatever. It's those minimum expectations with friendships.
yes, yes,
But
but I think it started with how I grew up because growing up a preacher's kid, you trained to be the pleasing to the people's eyes.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? People
I
to
grasp that.
please and not again. Because people raising their
Damn,
kids
I
like
wonder
that.
if that slurp was all on the mic. Like,
I probably
that
was.
is so
He
good.
was like, "This hot, it's good." I heard it too as soon as you did it.
I'm like, let me move my mic down a little bit.
Mine probably don't need to be so high either because I do be laughing loud.
This is what it is.
But back to the people pleasing. No, I never not that I was fake with other people. That's just how I grew up. It's just who you are at that time. People change over time.
And that is what I feel like we say every time we come together. It's growth. You change every time. Because what I said the last time was I'm not going to be the same person that I was last week. And I'm not. Because I have been struggling with a label. How do I label myself? Because there's certain things that I believe in that the world will be like, oh, that's witchcraft, or I can't believe she's doing that. And then I think about how do I label myself if I'm doing an elevator pitch, because I would not call myself a tarot reader.
You say spiritual counselor.
Yeah. And it's just like the cards, they become a part of it, but it's just like it's a consultation.
I don't think
and
you,
I don't
think you should label yourself. And the only reason I'm saying that is because
that's why the cards are like the consultant, because it's just like what, and you know what I'm saying, because I think of witches and witchcraft, and I have so much witchy things that I'm drawn to and that I like. But in my mind frame, when I say witchcraft, I think evil.
Because that's what we've been taught.
But the bigger picture of the world outside of me, when they look at tarot cards, oracle cards, having a crystal, all of that is witchcraft. When I'm just like, I don't see that. And let me say this, and this is something else I struggle with. When you read the Bible, everything in the Bible is supernatural. I read the 91st Psalm every day. I don't know what version it would be. I mean, it's King James, but it's my grandma's Bible. So those chapters that's not in, the King James now are still in her Bible. But in that 91st Psalm, the word dragon is in there. We ain't never seen no dragon.
Never. We've been taught that they were not real.
So it's just like, but that's literally there. And it's like we talk about all these supernatural things in the Bible, but
I have something to show you.
If I say that I see this, then I'm a witch, I'm crazy. But when I go to church and somebody prophesizes over my life, that's okay. And I'm not here to bash anybody's beliefs, because I take something from everybody.
Yeah.
Like when I think of feng shui with red, like I'm still reading the Bible. I believe in God, the Most High God. Like that's what I believe. So I'm taking things from different places, but I often struggle. Where do I fit in?
Let me read.
And who can I talk to?
Let me read this to you. And I'm a queen of screenshotting something that I need to remember.
Yes.
When you say, what do I label myself? I grew up, in the Baptist church.
I'm so conscious of drinking this. I'm sorry. So it's just like, if it's a slurp, y'all, next week, I don't know, but I need the tea.
Yeah, I don't share a lot with my family or friends that I believe in tarot or anything like that because of the judginess and what we've been taught, and everything is evil. But one of my good friends, who is a minister, posted something, and I screenshot it because I was like, this explains why, because there's good and evil, like you said before, in everything. Just like there's good in church, there's evil in church. There's some good preachers and pastors, and there's some evil preachers and pastors that's not real. And I explained to you about how I, told someone about how I believe in, and they thought all automatically evil, witchcraft, blah 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 blah. My friend posted, I'm not gonna say her name. Today I had my last date with me in 2023. I went to the spa, got a massage bar. She went to, whatever. Then she talked about she went to a sushi restaurant and she opened the fortune cookie to see what was inside. Not because she believed in fortunes, but because I believe there are times when God uses unnatural things to speak to us. So what's unnatural to us and what we've never was taught to believe in, because it was always, if it's not what you believe in, it's bad. And
because it's not what you believe in, it's bad.
Yeah.
So here I am trying to figure out how to say and word what I believe in, because a part of me is still looking for acceptance.
Yeah, and that's why that's why I said I don't think you should label yourself. If you're a spiritual counselor because it's spirituality, then you're a spiritual counselor. What you gonna feel like you gotta change it? You don't have to change it, because then you're people pleasing.
Yeah, the people that 5 seconds ago I was just judging.
Yeah,
people pleasing in a different.
So in a different way, we are removing people pleasing from our lives, because I'm sure after we just talked about this, it's gonna be like, what? Yes. but again, because I'm out of my people pleasing, I don't feel like I have to explain how God has talked to me in this last year.
Yeah.
And how he's, when I talk about I want the fruits of the spirit, how they came from me listening to a medium tell me, temperance, patience, love, peace. God is with you. You are protected. This, and that came through a tarot reader. So we always think you got to get out of the mindset of, well, we got to get out of the mindset of caring what people think about us. Because I said it last week 100 times. Didn't realize
you are in your authentic self.
Right. Well, I said it 100 times
with emotion, though.
With emotion.
With emotion, because you felt it.
Yeah, well,
and that's okay. That's okay, because again, it's always growth. It's always growth. And then you felt it. Because like I was saying, like it's unlocking a different level.
Yeah.
When I leave here today, you unlock something else for me.
Because I was like, when I talked about I want to have self-control, I got that because of how the explanation to me through reading of like your reaction to things. And this is what the Bible says. So it's all correlating, of how your actions, mean more than, what they did to you. Mm-hmm. How you react to it means more than what somebody did to you. And that came through a tarot reading.
Just red lipstick getting everywhere.
I'm just, that's uncomfortable for you because I know you've been involved a long time.
I've been involved a long time and not in the open. Mm-hmm. So it's just like now I'm pretty much in the open, and it's bigger than just like, oh, she read her horoscope. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that I'm looking at the planets, the moon, like some of everything. But it's, and I'm pretty sure that I have friends that wonder where this came from or how did I
always knew
get here. I think some, but I don't think everybody knows me as well as they think they do.
Okay. Because I don't think I ever thought anything strange about it, and you never pushed it on me. Ever. But I always knew. And then when the situation happened with me, with somebody not believing in God that I was involved with.
And I remember struggling with that. Because a part of me wanted to be like, but the other part was like, I remember me struggling because it's just like, that's great and all when you get, let's just say, example, you got 10 pros over here, but that's that one con. But it's just like, no, that one con
It was
is
a big
strong
con,
enough
yeah.
that them pros didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Because it
And
starts
that
with
was the
our belief.
and that was the con. It was like God was like, I'm
Who
gonna
you
give
gonna
you
pick?
who you gonna pick. Are you gonna pick me or he? And he was great.
Right. It's like, who you gonna pick?
Who you gonna pick? And girl, that unlocked such a level in my life. Like I wasn't going to church, but it was like, okay, I have to give you a message some type of way if you're not gonna go. And I'm always on my phone. And the message started coming through my social media like, why is this person reading my life?
Right. Like, how do they know this?
How do they know like exactly what I'm going through right this moment? Like, why would you what is this? Girl. And now I'm like, oh, now I just stay in the scripture more and it's not being hollered at me. And don't get me wrong, some people enjoy the excitement of the hollering. At the level I'm at in my life right now, because we talked about that, I can't do that too much. I still enjoy it because I go sometime. I support my family, but it's in the example of my life and how I live and how I treat other people and my words I say on to handling different situations, how I handle forgiveness because I dealt with some things and to really be free of feeling any negativity with anything at all, like that came like after that whole experience where he was like, who you gonna choose? Are you gonna fight for this, or you just gonna live with me? God, girl, when I tell you, and you was one of the first people I called, and that's one of the reasons why I think we stayed friends was because God knew I was gonna have that experience, and who was gonna understand it when I saw it. Like, hey, I know you know something about this. Is this for real? Because I know you're not a fake person. Is this for real? And you was like,
yeah, because if anything, I just won't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
That's I'll opt out before I just be like, because yeah.
Well, I'm just grateful that I really learned what it is to be in God for real, that there are multiple ways for him to get to us and not just the one way of whatever you was taught. And not saying, and because somebody's going to say we don't believe. God is everything to me.
Yes. And my thing is, I don't really know how I was taught. I think I taught myself because, like you talked about routine before, so I had this routine. I was going to parochial schools, but I've always been, you need to pray about it. But what does praying about it mean? So if I'm out here and I'm just like praying, I don't have no job, what am I going to do? And I'm talking about my real life situation right now. Say I say that prayer every day. What does that mean? Remember I said, how do you hear from God? That's never been taught to me in any sermon that I've ever gone to. And maybe I didn't go to enough to hear that. But it was just like, I've been taught to pray, and I know that faith without works. So I know I got to do something, but what do I do? Or how do I know that I'm on the right path?
I just
So I know for me, God talks to me like, and I don't know if it's like people think I'm schizophrenic or whichever one of the mental illnesses is, but it's just like my intuition is clear. I hear that clear. When they talk about the Holy Spirit, I'm just like, to me, that's my own intuition. That it's so clear on what I need to do. And then when I'm confused and don't know, I I ask for the sign that I need. And the sign is then a sign. I'm not asking. So is that a sign? Am I supposed to do that? Were my prayers answered? And when your prayers are answered, you don't ask if my prayers are answered, you know.
I believe that throughout my life, though, it was like God would speak to me and I heard him clearly, but because I was still on religion routine, that I just kind of overlooked it, you know? But I do know when, like now, when I can think back on things, like he dropped things right in my face for my next story to start, for the next chapter to start. It was like he was dropping things. And I'm like, now I'm like,
and that's one of the things I say all the time. Life is understood backwards. So like think about, because we've all been in situations that we never thought that we was gonna get out of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think back now and I'll be like, oh, that's why you immediately put it in my face. Like now when I pray, because people always say pray, ask them to release anything that's not for you. And people say it and release anything that's not. But now when I say, God, okay, I'm in this situation that I am so enjoying. But if it's not for me, I need you to release it and release it quickly with no hurt, harm, or danger to anybody. Okay? With no hurt, harm, or danger, that means ain't nobody's heart about to be broken. It's with ease. And when I say it's with ease,
it's with ease.
It's with ease. And that is not just anybody I'm dating in a relationship, that's family or friend. If this, because everybody ain't meant to be in my energy or my space. And now that I understand that clearly, social media have people repeating these things and people saying it and they don't understand it and they ain't for real. But when you for real understand it, like people can't be in my energy, it's with ease. I think it'd be for ease with you too.
It does, but it's levels to that. So I struggle when it comes to my family. And I don't mean like my sister, kids, nieces. I mean like, the cousins and the aunties and stuff. That's when
extended
I
family.
struggle. Yes, because it's just like, it's not easy, or it wasn't. It's just now becoming easy for me.
That's because with your family, you always
I've
had
always
desire,
been a black sheep, and I've always wanted them to pick me.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you've always wanted them to love you and just love you.
And I don't even think that they realize that that's what it was, as simple as love. Like, oh, I'm getting a call from third person about something, when it's just like, love me enough to ask me directly. Love me enough to accept me for who I am when I don't want to be bothered.
You know what? I think even though we've talked about how you don't have the roller coaster of feelings and everything, I think your imbalance of feelings that I've seen over the years, when you showed anger or hurt, it's been family. Your family.
It's always family.
It's never really been
my friends or a guy or anything like that, a job or something. It's family.
It's your family.
Because I walked away from jobs with no job. Not even nothing on the radar, but I knew that was no longer a good fit for me.
And that's why I say, when I say God release, even if it's a job or a situation, you release. But your hurt and anger and pain and your emotions, it's always been with family. Well, mine probably No, mine was more
But
relationships.
mine is family, and it runs deep.
Because my family has always stayed pretty close, minus a few cousins that's sprinkled here and there that I don't get along with. But I always consider myself to get along with everybody, including my family. But you wanted that acceptance
Yeah.
from your family.
Yep. Love, acceptance, all of that. I've always wanted that, but it's just like now I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was Christmas, when it was just like, no, I'm not going over there. I'm staying at home. Like when y'all go to see my daddy, I'll go with y'all, but I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to spend my Christmas. It's no
obligation.
I'm not mad at nobody. I just want to be home.
That's how I am now.
And I just wanted to be home by myself. I'm glad that all y'all going.
Yeah.
Bye. Have fun.
My family did something different this Christmas because I said that's really my only holiday really off, and I want to do something early, which usually we do dinner. And I'm like, if we gonna do something, it's gonna be early so I can have the rest of the day at home. And I've never done that.
Let me be more of a jerk. You already know I didn't start going back to celebrating Christmas until after my mama died anyway. Because before that, I wasn't even, I hadn't bought Jordan a Christmas gift. I think the year he graduated high school, I think is when we stopped. It might have even been before that. I don't know. But it's just like, I don't care nothing about that no way. So it's
and don't get us wrong. Disclaimer. It's not that we have a I don't care about nobody attitude, because that's not it. It's more of a
this is a don't get me wrong. Me as in her. Because y'all, I don't care.
Well, I'm trying to explain it in a way.
No, let me.
That's being a people pleaser. That's being a people pleaser. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's being a people pleaser.
I'm gonna explain mine for me. There's certain situations that I care about, and there's some that I don't care about.
Authentic self
at all.
Yeah.
So I had 2 offers on Christmas. One I cared about not going, but I just couldn't pull myself together to go and do it. And I had different, but the other one I didn't care about. I didn't want to go. It was never on my radar to go. It just wasn't that, and I didn't care.
That's what
and that's just what it is. But does it mean that I don't love my family and don't care about them? No. But it just means that I just didn't want to be in that environment at that particular time. I'm okay with that.
On the way here, we was talking about that kind of where I said that I'd be happy for people when I see them doing different things and having parties or whatever, or events, and I don't get invited, but I still be happy for them, and I don't be mad at all because I don't really want to go nowhere. And I think that when you know, and I'm not saying I don't want to go anywhere, but I enjoy my solitude so much more now, and being by myself is totally fine with me.
And heavy on that. Yeah. Heavy on that. And I think that I've always been like that. Where it's just like I could just go ghost and not care about anything that's going on in the world. I told my sister, if it's a fire, debate about waking me up. Because I'm just so off in if I'm asleep or just isolated, I'm happy. Because sometimes I need to be with like-minded people. Sometimes I need to prepare myself when I'm not with like-minded people. And when I say that, if I start talking about something crazy, and it could be somebody who's just like, because I don't know where angels numbers come from, but they're significant to me because, like I said, I was taught to pray, but I don't know how to know that unless it's blatant. This is from God.
That he's answering
sending me signals and signs. So I pay attention to things. I know when I see whatever it is, it's just like, oh, okay. As simple as like my birthday. Oh, okay. I think about what I'm thinking about in that moment. I'm not going to Google to be like, what does this angel number mean? I used to do that early on, but now I know, like, let me think about where my headspace was. Or if I was looking for something and needed confirmation, I know that that's my confirmation and I'm on the right path. So I know if I'm with somebody else and I'm in a car and I'm just like 888, they're going to be like, fuck is she saying that for? Right. So sometimes I just be like, I have to prepare myself.
And that's what's crazy.
It's cold outside, so I ain't never prepared to go out.
That's what's crazy because, when I started seeing angel numbers, I was so excited, like, oh, and I did look up what certain ones mean because I didn't understand clearly at that time, but now I understand, like I told you on the way here, that I was getting ready to make a deposit because I'm like, I think I'm in a negative or something. And I screenshot the number because I had worked myself up so much, like, oh, I got to transfer this money, blah, blah, blah. And then when I saw the number, it was the angel number that we both had been seeing.
111.
111. And it was like God said, relax,
and you
sit back,
going.
Relax, sit back.
And I believe
you good.
that as long as I am putting my God first, then it should not matter to anyone else what that looks like. Because I remember when my faith was really tested, and girl we went to high school with, my friend, her aunt owned a daycare center. And they were also a part of my tribe. Like, I honestly don't even know how I would have made it. Like, I know that she was put in my life
for a reason.
For that.
Yes.
And I'm forever grateful to her family and her aunt. May she rest in peace. I remember one day crying to her, like, I do not know what to do. And I'm just like, is God even real? And she was so simple and matter of fact and was just like, well, you would rather find out that he is not real and you believed in him all this time than find out that you didn't believe and he's real and you have to deal with that wrath. And as simple as that was, it never ever left. And I mean, Jordan was little, like this before kindergarten.
Yeah.
And he's 28 now, so that stuck with me. And so it's just like,
that was how you was learning about God.
So it was just like, I'm not perfect. So with us continually saying nobody's perfect, it takes me back to what I said last week. Don't judge me in what I do. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Just like if this podcast is not for you, it's not for you. But I believe who it's for, it will reach.
Yeah.
The audience that is for, it's gonna reach, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And whoever think that it's not, once again, they in that evil, they in their ego, because I want everybody to be blessed.
Yeah. Listen,
I think that listen, whatever you want to do, you can do it.
If you're
we doing this, didn't know how we was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Didn't know who was gonna do the camera stuff. Found the person, and now look at us. We still here right now. And we managing it. 3-3-3-3. What y'all got to say now? Because my thing is, I'm a shield. We talked about the being divinely protected. Just know, whenever you hating on me, my blessings are pouring.
Listen, when I tell you that I know God have been with me, especially these last almost 8 years, because I ain't even going all into it.
I just think about stupid decisions that I've made, and I'm just like, "Well, child, just thank you."
And it's like I wasn't thinking. And like when you seen that 3-3-3-3, it's like he telling us right there, y'all telling them right. Y'all telling them right. Keep talking to them. Keep letting them know that there are other ways to reach me. That there's
reach me.
Just reach me.
Reach me.
Yes.
Your way don't have to look like Takesha way. Keisha way. Just reach me.
Just reach me. Because
listen, how I reach God is not how I help others. Because sometimes I pull oracle cards for myself, sometimes I don't. But how I reach is I'm hard to make believe something. It's just like, is it sugar or is it salt? So I need something that I can see. I know on the way home I'm gonna be like, okay, and I do this all the time. I'll be like, let me see the letters KC so I know.
That's your aunt. I was just reading that earlier today about
And
asking God for a like a password or
I've did
something.
passwords. I've
Yeah.
asked for, like, let me see an elephant. I've asked for giraffe.
Everybody say sign, but you're not asking for a direct
Yeah, I'm not
sign.
asking for a sign. I'm asking because, again, I don't know if it's sugar or salt. So I need you to see. I need to believe. So that's why I say believe it to see it. Because I'm believing God. I'm believing that He can do these things for me. But I'm just waiting to see the full picture. But along the way, I'm seeing what I'm asking for to know that I'm going along the right path.
That you're in alignment.
Yes.
And that's where, that's what I'm learning now. Like, okay, when I see the numbers, I'm like, okay, I'm in alignment. Not that it's what I've been asking for
is going to happen right there.
Now, but that I'm in alignment on that path. Now, if you get off that path, because we have free will, if you get off that path and to get out of alignment, then it ain't what you ask God for. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But I'm in alignment with what I'm asking for. Yeah. I'm in alignment. And baby, and I don't skip on what I ask Him for.
And clearly what I'm asking for, we all know that He's capable, but He's willing. Because I'm not asking for anything being spiteful, malicious, from envious and jealousy. I don't want this because so-and-so have it. I want it because I already know how it's going to make me feel.
And that's why I had to learn, like,
because when you feel good, it's just like
if I was praying for things before, my heart wasn't always in the best place. And not that it was evil or mean, but just it wasn't all the way authentic. It wasn't, so I couldn't reach Him the way I reach Him now.
Right.
Because baby, if I could share so much. I only tell you a portion of certain things, like, like, let me show you this because I know you're going to understand. But
like, and a lot of times I don't even share mine.
I know you don't, but I share because I'll be like, girl, like,
and that's what I'm saying when I talked about the like-mindedness, because I could share this with the wrong person. And not that it's wrong I'm saying where I share this with somebody and I'm happy and they say something that's negative and then now it's pouring on me, like how we talked about you moving in silence. So it's just like I'm learning a lot of things, like to just process it. And how when Cat Williams said he wanted God to be his friend, it's just like I will say to myself, God is your best friend. So you can thank Him. You can be excited about what happened. You don't have to tell, ooh, excuse me, y'all, that was a bit much. You don't have to tell a human being.
Yeah, you can just have it on the inside.
Yes, because I could tell that person, they could say something, they could be kind of happy for me. It may not be all the way genuine, or it's all the way genuine, but yet they're wondering why it ain't happened for them. It's so many factors.
Yeah. When I was on my way to pick you up, I was listening to this. I sometimes listen to TikTok when I'm driving. If it's somebody telling like an affirmational thing, this girl was on there talking about how God has blessed her. She had got engaged a few days ago, and that's good news. She excited to share, and the people who are closest to her just looked at the story and never commented or liked anything. And the people that she had not seen in 30, 20, however many years were the ones that were overjoyed for her. And she was just like, I can't believe. And that's what example what you're saying is you can't tell everybody everything when God blesses you. Now, of course, they're gonna know she got married, so she got to share that if you want, because probably when I get married again, because there probably is a husband for me because I'm a wife, but that's another topic. But I probably won't say anything. It's just gonna be Quebec. Yeah.
When I get married, I'm going to post our picture, and I'm never coming back to social media.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Never.
Yeah.
So if I'm coming back, it's in the form of us sitting right here. But on my personal social media,
you done with that?
I'm completely done with that.
Mm-hmm.
I barely post now. Sometimes I post because it's just like and I'm an advocate. Is that how you say it? For back in the day? I hate back in the day because my niece would be like, Titi, was it back in the day? She asked me, did we have gum back in the day? I said, God damn it, I ain't that old. Did you just ask me if I had gum?
Gum?
I was like, you think I walked to school? Like, what is your back in the day? I said, back in the day is for your grandfather. I'm not back in the day.
They think we old.
Yes. I forgot what I told her to say, and I didn't lost my train of thought. But that I wanted to bring back because it's just like we don't have photo albums. Like how your son made you that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful because we don't have that. I have about 7,000 pictures in my phone. And sometimes I be wanting to upload them and not necessarily to share for the world, but it's like in this new technology, this is our photo album.
Yeah, yeah. Looking at pictures on Instagram
and stuff like that. But it's just like, or just for when I'm not here, my family to still have those memories. But it's just like, I probably need to just go back to making a photo album. But I promise you, when I do, I'm out of here. So the only thing that's gonna be still up is like business stuff. It's not gonna be no personal.
And are you doing that because you know people they just want to see your life?
They just want to see my life. Mm-hmm. The ratio of people who watch my story to the people who like my stuff shows me all the time that you just want to see my life.
Look at the podcast.
I know that there's some people who just don't like stuff. Like you're on there and you're just not a liker. Whereas I'm on there and if I see it and it resonates, I'm going to hit the button because that's just who I am. Where some people, they just scroll. And I get that. And then I also know based on the algorithm, you don't always see stuff. But I know good and doggone well that if it's 700 views,
yeah,
that thing came and then nobody wanted to like it, just the 10 people. So that's why. And then it was just like my niece asked me today, she said, how many subscribers do you have? The youngest niece. And I said, I don't know. I said, I don't go back and check because, and I've probably been like this for a long time because I don't need the validation. I'm looking for support because I know when you like and share, if it doesn't reach you, it may reach somebody else that it can help because I want to help. Yeah. Like we talk about, I'm looking for the support.
And you know what? I have to thank the 2-3 people that shared it from me because people don't support.
It might not be your cup of tea, but people don't support. And then there's some people who just support because that's just who they are and what they do. Even if they don't agree with it, it's just like it might reach somebody else. And we need more of that because that's where I'm coming from, the social media, from the support. I'm not coming there from the likes because I know I'm that girl. I told the one girl in one of the readings, I was like, I'm kind of like a goddess. I know that. Because if God is my heavenly father and I'm his daughter,
like, a goddess, baby.
I'm a goddess. So you can say what you want, but this is what I know that I am.
Listen, if I said all the things that I thought I am, I know people will be like, okay, she is arrogant now. Baby, listen.
And if that's what you want to call it, so be it, because you know what? I love me first.
Exactly. And when I didn't love me first, I was saying queen, but baby, the queendom that I live in now is so crazy.
Yes, you're attracting
a different caliber of
everything,
lifestyle, you know.
And social media brings us where we're measuring things on material things and what you have.
Yeah, when I say lifestyle, I meant
it's just the
freedom of who you are for real. Yeah, it's not,
because I always say, like, everybody know the things that I'm obsessed with and who I'm obsessed with. And it'll be like, well, you believe this, why hasn't it happened? And I was just like, who said it's not?
Listen.
Because divine timing is everything. Some things that I want, I know I'm not ready for if it was in front of me right now. I know that I cannot survive another financial lesson from my Heavenly Father. So I know that I can sit here and say right now that I'm ready to step into my abundance.
Yeah.
Because
financial abundance, because you have the other abundance.
Yes. Because I know in the past where he's given it to me,
you wasn't ready for it.
I wasn't ready for it.
And that's yes. And everybody's lesson is different because my financial lesson is different from yours.
And my thing is, I've mishandled mine. Sometimes with giving to others who didn't even deserve it. I'm trying to help people and do for people who are just taking and don't pour into me at all. And I told the girl last night, I said, when we say pour, why were we taught, is your glass half empty or what?
Half full.
Why can't the glass be full or half full? Why does empty even have to be in our vocabulary?
Because they want to make it sound like somebody's stupid.
Everything is like measured on tangible stuff. I struggle without having a car, and some days I get depressed, with work and everything. But whenever I do, God reminds me and he shows me, like, but really you're living a lifestyle that you wanted because you wanted this flexibility. You wanted the freedom. I wanted to be able to come and be able to sit here and connect. And if I was chained down to a 9 to 5, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Same.
So I want to be able to have my mortgage career, stay part-time, work the hours that I want to work on my own businesses.
And you don't feel overwhelmed.
That's what I love. No.
And that's how I feel. I feel like I do a lot, but I don't feel overwhelmed. And when that happens, is he's giving you the things you asked for without you feeling tired. Because when you wearing yourself out and you doing all this stuff and I'm so tired.
And like you said, you can't even enjoy the fruits of your labor.
You can't even enjoy it. And when I say,
when I say enjoy, every day is a present. I want to enjoy that day. I don't want to live in the little kid. I can't wait for Christmas. I can't wait for my birthday. I tell my nieces all the time, don't ask me if you can have something for your birthday. If you want something, you ask me for it because you can have it now. We don't have to wait till May, March, November. We ain't got to do that. Because if I can give it to you now, I will. And that's the abundance that I'm looking for in my life, where I can be a blessing to others. Even if it's just me doing this and I'm becoming more comfortable communicating. Because I've told you, I've struggled communicating. I've struggled with the sound of my voice being out there and us going back, watching it and me listening to my own voice.
And now you feel like you got to drink tea?
Yes. So it won't be hoarse and raspy or whatever it's doing. God. But it's just like, this ain't always, it's just like I'm trying to heal myself and heal somebody else all at the same time, because it's a continuous growth and a journey. And I remember somebody said when they first watched the first one, it was like a therapy session. But I feel like when you're with the right people in your life, every time you're together, it just feels like a therapy session.
It does.
Because therapy is not a bad thing. It's good. It's intended for you to go through, to process your emotions and to feel better.
Listen,
and you cannot feel better without dealing with the dark.
Because I feel like, honestly, most people, if not all, have some type of mental issue. But there's levels to it. But a lot of people don't believe that they have something wrong with them. But we all have something, because we all have some type of trauma, whether it's childhood or workhood or whatever, that drives us to think a certain way or feel a certain way, and that's a mental issue.
Yeah.
And therapy works.
It works, and you have to deal with that. And I'll say, when I do my consultations, people come and they want to know about certain things. And I always say, I'm here for you. You can tell me you want to know about that relationship, but I'm here for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I find the people who are truly genuine, that's really trying to work on themselves, I'm able to give them some type of comfort in going forward.
Yeah.
Because every day we really, and I'm not saying, because we all know, like, I am an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
If I could put my whole family up and they not have to do nothing, I'm running in the ground taking care of them, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my mind, I'm just like, okay, they safer, they in the comfort of their home, all of that. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my youngest niece homeschooled. So it's just like, I know I'm an enabler, but at the same time, I know how important growth is, and to put myself 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just
You
like,
know how
I
far to
want
take
to
it
help
now.
you,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And if I help you, it's a no to me.
It's a no to me, and I
And
gotta
I'm not
choose me
telling
first.
myself no.
I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me first every time.
Every
Every time. I'm choosing me first. And it took a long time for me to get there. Like, I never chose me first.
And it's going to take a long, well, let me not say that because I don't want to put that out there. I feel like it's harder for other people to understand that. And that's where the conflict comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to pull me into your story, and I don't want to accept that role. The way I see the script, this role ain't for me. Maybe the next one, maybe tomorrow, I might feel like doing exactly what you asked me today. But today I don't. And we need to understand to be accepting of that. Because this Christmas, maybe I might want to go. Because maybe this podcast maybe shed some light for everybody. Because when we watch it together next week, I ain't gonna remember half of the stuff I said. That's the part of that people don't understand. I don't remember.
We never remember. Like today when we watched it, I was like, "Oh,
I'm
I said that."
conditioned to forget, because as in my role, and you too, even as a makeup artist, when people come and share their stuff with you, you can't hold on and remember all their personal life.
I can't.
And with my job, I have to forget. I can't remember every mortgage I went through. I can't remember every client's issue that I had. I forget.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Y'all been left my story.
Yeah.
And I'm back on me.
Yeah. It took a long time for me to get there. It took a long time for me to get to a place where I chose me. I always chose whatever growing up my parents say, and then what the church say, well, the church people say, because they make up their own rules for everything. And, and I understand order. I understand order and decency. Don't get me wrong. But some of them rules that I grew up with that was ingrained in my brain, like, not wearing a skirt, not wearing pants in church for a long time. We used to have to leave from somewhere and take a skirt with us, go to the bathroom and change before you walk in the sanctuary. And I understand that the church is a sacred building. It's holy, yes. But that was a man-made rule that, I grew up thinking.
That's something else that I feel like, because I, of course, like all the verses, they be in my head, but it be jumbled. But it's just like when I think of dressing like a man or the cross dresser, I don't think I'm dressed like a man with these jeans on. Whereas I know in other religions,
that's what they think.
That's what it is. So it's just like, I have a friend and I often think like, so when I go visit her, am I going to be able to be my authentic self? Like, I haven't even shared with her how developed my spirituality has come because of her beliefs. So once again, when I say it's always growing, we coming up to an hour where it's just like, it's still a part of me with that people pleasing.
That went by so fast. When we started talking, I really, really just...
We start talking. We start going through all different types of things. It'd be stuff that I be wanting to say, but we done jumped onto a whole different topic that it's just like, I forgot what I was going to say. Lose the train of thought in the middle. When we say that it's literally raw and uncut, it is. So it's a lot to be conscious of the things that you say, because I'm not looking to be canceled before I'm getting started, but I am looking to be who I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that just be enough and respected.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree. You can throw your comments and say whatever, but just move on.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And why is it affecting so
and if
much?
it's not hurting anybody.
Body. Yes, because
if it's not destroying anybody, if it's just you saying, this is how God talks to me.
to me.
This is how God
So when
talks
I
to me.
ask on my way home to see 303,
Mm-hmm.
and I see it sometime today, I'm going to know, and you're going to know now too, that when I see that, it's associated with this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my way is my way, but I really do hope that you enjoy and come back and like and subscribe. Colorful Conversations, Colorful, one word with the K. Come back.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hey, leave any comment. You can say exactly how you feel. How you feel
because
about
I've
it. Yeah.
gotten comments like that. I've got somebody was just like, as long as you with Jesus Christ. And it was just like, okay, I read it and I kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had, because again, like I said before, I take a lot of things from different religions. So there's some things that I'm like, okay, yeah.
Listen, it all comes back to love.
Yes.
Because we all,
I just want to see everybody happy and everybody acting in a place of love. And I don't necessarily mean with loving each other, one another, because that comes, but loving yourself and truly being happy, because you only get one life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you cannot live that one life living for someone else or hiding who you
truly are. Yeah.
Worried about what other people gonna think. Because my mom told me a long time ago, no matter what you do, somebody gonna have something to say about it.
All the time. All the time. And I mean, this today was a big deal. Like I said, I say this at the end of every episode. We never planned this. We never planned what we were going to talk about. But it's spirit led. God gives us. I mean, we talk from the time we
She
get
picks
together,
me up.
and it's just like the
And
conversation.
then there's certain things where I was just like, no, I'm not gonna tell you the rest because this is something good. And then it's just like, I don't even know if we even always flow into the stuff that we've talked about before.
No,
it just all depends.
It does.
But like and subscribe, and I'm about to
like and subscribe. We're gonna end it now, and we will see you next week.